Hi guys, welcome back to Codemaster Coach, your medical coding tutor. Well, I've had a request to do burn coding, B-U-R-N coding. And actually it was on my list to introduce you to burns, so today that's exactly what I'd like to do. But the key to burn coding is one, you need to identify where on the body the burn occurred. Did they burn the hand, the feet, the legs, etc.? So in your coding, you need to identify where and to what degree, first, second, or third degree burns. And if the physician does not identify first, second, or third degree burns, then you have to go with an unspecified burn. But if he, say for example, says first and second degree burns of the same location, for example, the right hand, if he says first and second degree burns, you code it to the highest degree because it's understood. Say for example, first and second degree, it's understood that first degree burns are in second degree burns. Second degree burns are not in first degree burns. So you code it to the highest degree of the burn of the same location. And then one other thing you have to remember with burn coding is the extent of the body involved. And the way that the body is broken down is the rule of nines. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But for vlog purposes, let's move on. And let's just code first and second degree burns of the right hand. So pull out your code book and code this with me. Okay? All right, in your code books, go to main term, burn. And we said first and second degree burns of what location? So we're looking for subterm, hand. We said it was of the right hand, right? Now that right is under multiple, so we got to come down a little further. There's right. We said first and second, so we go to the highest degree, which is T23, 201, and check the rest of the digits. T23, 201. So then I go to the back of my book to T23, 201. Burn of second degree of right hand, unspecified site. There it is, right there. Okay? But what you also have to remember, and it says check the seventh, so I know I have to add a seventh digit. So going back to my seventh digit for T23, it tells me the appropriate seventh character to be added to the code from category T23 is A, D, or S, and we're just going to say this is the initial. But I happen to remember, and you guys got to make a note of this in your mental block, that there is an additional code that says use additional code from category T31 or T32 to identify the extent of the body surface involved. Okay? So for categories T20 through T25, you also need to identify the extent of the body surface involved. So for that, we have what's called the rule of 9, which I mentioned to you earlier. And the rule of 9 says, I don't want to confuse you with all these other notes. Here are your notes. Head and neck are 9%. Each arm is 9%. Each leg is 18%. Anterior trunk is 18%. Posterior trunk is 18%. And genitalia are 1%. So when I go to T31 to identify the extent of the body surface involved, because this is just of the hand were 9%, I know that for the T31, I need less than 10%, so I need to add an additional code of T31.0. Okay guys? Practice with burns, look up the anatomical site, remember your rule of 9s, and apply at least 2 codes to burns. But also, remember, with burn coating, that you need to also identify the external cause of the burn, whether it's hot oil, gasoline, stove, etc. So take that and remember that when you're coating. And this was category T23. See how it's got a note here that says, use an additional code for the external cause code to identify the source, place, and intent of the burn. So don't forget your external cause coding with burn coating. Okay, guys? That's it. I'll see you tomorrow.